Hey there, Instagram and Facebook. Yay! Doing this on both platforms today. And I wanted to share with you a couple things. So, number one, if you haven't heard or haven't seen on Instagram, there's this cool new feature called Reels. In my opinion, I don't know, I all know very little, I should say, about TikTok. But what I do know is that Reels is similar to TikTok and Snapchat in that you can put different filters, you can take different clips, and so it's really, really cool. I shared information, and of course, there's lots of people sharing information about it. So check it out because I have been playing around with it for business purposes, and I know that'll be a kind of a fun feature for personal as well. So the other thing that I was going to talk about, primarily for my Facebook people, is this idea of your top strengths. And I love a good personality test, a good way of finding out, love languages and, different tools that we can use to not only learn more about ourselves and how we tend to operate, but also those around us, and so that we have some form of communication about it. So, most of my friends know I am loving, loving, loving the Enneagram. I'm a two, so not a big shocker there. Twos are the helpers, the supporters. It's not all roses, though. It's not all bed of roses. Hello, Elevate. So for me, knowing someone's Enneagram, I feel like it opens a whole conversation that's really, really fun when everyone's excited about it. And those that aren't or don't really care, I tend to be a little sad about it. But anyway, so I love Enneagram. I love talking about it, I love hearing about it, learning about it, and, using those tools. But something that got asked of me recently, actually it was from a consult, out of a consult, was the what are my top strengths via StrengthsFinder. And of course, some of you who know, there's 32 or 34 different types, and you find out what your top five are, I believe. And so that's what I pulled up. I did it ages ago. I knew my top two and couldn't remember the order of the other three. So I pulled it up and I thought it would be fun to kind of share with all of you because number one, it just reaffirmed the business that I'm in and what I do and why I love what I do because I tend to go this route. So my top strength is problem solver. And in fact, when things are breaking down, as far as especially business wise, I'm the one trying to find the solution and trying to solve the problem. So that shouldn't be a big surprise for most people. And the second one is strategist. I love seeing the big picture, but also knowing how things connect. And so those are my top two, and I shared that in my reels on Instagram just a little bit ago. And then my other three are kind of interesting. It makes sense to me, but it's interesting to see again. And the other three are timekeeper, set timelines and deadlines. It's the very second sentence in this description. Because of your dislike of surprises, you love to plan. If you don't know anything else about me, just know that. I don't really like surprises as far as for me. Now, I love planning and keeping a big surprise. I love that element of surprise for anyone else in my life. But I don't like them for myself. And our oldest, Noah, he's the same. So we don't like surprises. We like to know what's happening. And it says, again, but second caveat, You don't need to necessarily control everything and everyone, but there must be order and predictability in the world around you. So I like to say I can be spontaneous, but I have to have the plan. So I can change direction and jump into new things on a dime. I can jump in with both feet as long as I have an idea of what's happening. And then self-believer, I feel like I bring a lot of confidence to what I do and people around me. I tend to look on the positive side of things a lot. And then the last one is empathizer. And so that is sometimes to my downfall because a lot of times I equate the sympathy part to empathy. And you can't blur those lines too much because then you start to center yourself, and that's not good. So I'm moving my phone over so I can see my screen again and get back to the Facebook view here. Okay, so that is my top 5, and again, pulling it back up, reaffirms what I do, and how I operate. Hey, I don't know if it's Latoya or D&M Office Solutions is on here. I don't know if it's Latoya or somebody else. But I just wanted to share with you, number one, finding out what your strengths are is going to help. If nothing else, it'll help you. And so at the very least, knowing your strengths will help you kind of guide you. But also, it helps you find out what you are great at. And whether we're talking business or personal, that would help you align with the things that are going to really fill you up, the things that really get you going. And as I pulled up the report again from, who knows, I can't remember when I took it originally, it just really hit the nail on the head that putting those things forward and also understanding what I'm not good at. So obviously, if I don't like surprises, there are certain things that someone else might be better at. And if if I'm a problem solver and someone just needs just a listening ear, I go into problem solving mode. I'm a good listener, but I'm also thinking about how to solve the problem. And that, I feel like that's my Enneagram 2 coming out. That's definitely my problem solver side. And I want to find a solution because I also empathize and I don't want to see that pain or that hurting or that suffering. So it's hard for me to kind of sit in that mode. So there are other people, obviously, that can be my network, that help with those other pieces. So anyway, that's it. I didn't want to take too long this morning. I was just excited to share again the Reels information. There's some great tutorials of people walking through how to use Reels to your advantage. And then also, and I'm just figuring it out myself, so don't look at mine. Look at other people that have been doing it for weeks, or at least a week or so. And for Facebook friends who are not on Instagram, I wanted to put this on here for you too, so that you can connect with others and find resources to find out what your strengths are. So just Google, again, it's super easy. Google StrengthsFinder test or assessment, and you can see lots of resources. I'm pretty sure there's a free version out there. There's all kinds of info from Clifton Strengths is what it's called. Yeah. And so there's a whole, it's 34. I was right, 34 ways to describe what you naturally do best. That's really what it is. So anyway, hope you have a great day, and I will see you all later.